Alright, well, I got the Elijah eyebrows, and now I'm going to do Maeve's eyebrows, and hopefully this will work, and you guys can see a little bit better, and I'll do a better job. Hopefully. Okay, since she's going to be dark-headed, I'm going to start with Flesh 03. If I can find it, give me just a second. Flesh 03 and Flesh 02. So, this doesn't look right. I think I got the caps mixed up. Yeah, I do. This is Flesh 02. It's the darker one. And then Flesh 03 is like more of a medium colored one. We're going to go ahead and start mixing. Got my brush here. I cleaned up one of these little palette things so I can use it. It's just leftover color from the brush. Release that. I'll take care of that. Put some stuff in there. Go with a big glob of brown Flesh 03. Okay, now we're going to add thick. You could probably use thin as well. I've ordered some thin, but it's not going to be here for a while. So I'm going to be using thick. It's the Irresistibles. Thick. Actually, this is Genesis. I still had some Genesis left over, but Irresistibles also has thick. And I ordered some thin, and I'm going to try to use thin on these creases in hair. See if I like it a little better, because this thick is really hard to mix up. Oops. There we go. This is an older bottle, obviously, because Genesis is no longer making paint, so it's even harder to mix up. But I do like the Irresistibles primer and varnish so far. I haven't gotten any of the other mediums yet. And this will give some texture and smooth out the paint some. You don't want it super thin. You want to be able to see the hair, little hair strands. So give me just a few minutes, guys. This is going to take more than I thought here. I thought I could get away with just a little bit, but I'm going to have to add more. Just do a little at a time. You guys still see what I'm doing. Hopefully, since I've got the tripod above me, you'll be able to see a little bit better. And I'm still trying to keep everything in camera. Just not that great yet. We'll get there. Alright, I have varnished this baby's head except for the little eyes where you're going to root. You would not varnish over anything that you're going to root. With this Irresistibles, it flakes. It leaves like, it'll look like a dandruffy baby. Well, it's getting there, huh? Okay, I'm gonna add some more paint. Darken it up a little. Let's make it a little bit darker. It will not come up that dark on the baby. I don't want her eyebrows as dark as the rest of her hair, but I definitely want to be able to see them a little bit. Okay, I'm going to try this. If it's not thick enough, I'm just going to add more thick. Okay. You can see it runs. And it leaves stuff behind as well. So we'll see if this is enough. And I was having trouble with the brush the last time with Elijah's eyebrows. So hopefully I won't have trouble with it anymore. I did trim it up. This is the Christine Woolley brush. I trimmed it up some. I think when I dropped it, sorry, girls, quiet, quiet, Eva, quiet. When I dropped this the other day, I think it bent the bristles and like spread them out, and that's why I'm having trouble making the small thin strokes. So, try not to drop your brushes. It makes me sad. I ordered another one though, so hopefully it'll be here soon. And I think I fixed this brush by, like, I separated some bristles and cut them so that it's even thinner. Hopefully. Miss Maeve, isn't she cute? I'm really happy about how she's turning out. And I'm gonna get a clean paper towel. So when I clean this little palette thingy out, a bunch of dried up paint come off of it, so I don't want that dried up paint on me. I have a hard enough time as it is trying to keep these babies clean. I end up with stray hairs everywhere. Okay. So I like put some up on the edge. Do you see that where I wiped off my brush? And that's what I'm using. Some of that. So hopefully, crazy. Okay. So I'm going to figure out where the brow starts. And we're going to work on patterning. Making a pattern. Shape it. That obviously was not right. Okay, we'll try again. And I have no idea if you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep it in focus. I can kind of see the hairs. They're not very bright, or they're not very detectable right now. Kind of like when I did Elijah. Oh, that looks a little better. Did you see that? Wow. Okay. Wouldn't that be nice if I got this done right away and didn't have to have any trouble? I don't think I've ever had super easy brows. Well, the basic shape is coming out. that's in the way. Hang on just a second. We don't want that. We don't want that. I kind of like it, but it's really hard to tell where it is. She's got some thick brows. Except for that, I don't like it. So basically you're going to go like up like this, and you're gonna kind of make it an arch like that, and then you're gonna, the top is gonna come down, and it's gonna go kind of together like a feather. So I'm gonna angle it down like this, and then that top will follow it all the way down. I kind of like it. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. It's gonna look a lot better once it dries too. But anyway, it's not so bad. I actually like it. Okay, that side's always the easiest side for me. So I'm gonna start over here. And you're gonna wanna go okay, so we're gonna make little curves, swooshies. Got some fuzzies on my paint here. Fuzzies where my paint is. And I'm getting kind of crazy here. Hang on a second. Just trying to make a basic shape. And remember, they're sisters, not twins, so they don't have to super match. Okay, so don't you get on my baby. I got away. I got brown paint on my finger now. Hang on a second. It's driving me crazy. I guess it's just gonna be stuck there. I'm trying to get it off, but it makes my nail look dirty, but it's paint. Alright, well, it's just gonna be there, I guess. Okay, so I need bring this brow up just a little bit, and we're gonna try to stay in focus, guys. I'm sorry. It's looking pretty good. I know you guys can't see it, but from what I see, it looks pretty good. I need to go. You can also look at real baby eyebrows to kind of help you out for reference. Oh, you can see it. All right. What do you guys think? She's got some nice brows, I think. Let's see, it goes. Got fuzzies everywhere. Okay, it needs to go higher, and then it needs to be higher. No problem. We can take away some of the bottom. Right here. There we go. Whoops. Okay, you can see the individual strokes after it dries a little bit. Okay. It's getting too thin, I think. Let's see if I can get a different spot for that. Like that blob there, we'll take that off. Need to let it dry just a little bit before I add more, but I'm going to fill in here. If I could stay in the camera, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm really happy with this one, and I think the other one will look better once it dries some, because it seems like it's a little bit runnier. But this one, when it dried, you could see the strokes. So I'm hoping the other side will be the same. You'll be able to see strokes. If not, we'll keep working on it. So give it just a second or two to dry. I'll fan it here. But I've been playing around with the shape of these brows, and I really like the style that I'm doing. It seems like it's closer to what the prototype artists do. Which is good. You want nice brows. You don't want to look like they're... I saw something that was really interesting. It showed like beginner brows, intermediate brows, excellent brows, or professional brows, whatever, and then prototype brows. And the point of painting is to always improve your skill. Well, that side is quite a bit runnier looking. Like this one, you could see the little individual strokes, and this one looks like the paint was a bit too thin. But I like the shape, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off. It doesn't hurt to show you guys again. And it may look better the second time, so don't wipe too hard, just kind of blob at it. Dab at it, that's the word, dab at it. And I'm going to stir up this paint. See, it's already thickening up on its own. You can see it's runny, but it's still kind of medium thick. Hang on a second, I need a drink. Okay. We'll do this again. I really do love this brush. It's my favorite for hair. Just unfortunately, I ruined the bristles when I dropped it. But I did get another one. I ordered it. It should be here this week. Oh, and if you go to Irresistibles, I'm just gonna plug for them because I love Irresistibles. So if you go to Irresistibles, you can find this brush. It is Christine Woolley. So just type in the search bar Christine Woolley brush and it'll come right up. And she also has some books on how she does her 3D painting, which is pretty cool. But I don't have any of those. I think she uses the Ultimate Fusion paints. And I cannot do ear dry to save my life. Like, I tried for a month and I couldn't get it, so couldn't get the hang of it, and it was causing so much anxiety. But I gave up. I've seen so many talented artists use that, and I wish I could. I'm so used to Genesis because it's forgiving and it doesn't dry as fast, and I just could not pounce. I couldn't pounce the paint off fast enough and not leave streaks. It's shaping up pretty good. A little bit thicker paints. I keep bumping this light with my glasses, so I do apologize. And again, it needs to be a little bit thicker paint. I don't understand. There's two things. Try some down here. Such trouble with paint consistency sometimes. The struggle is real. I mean, I can kind of see the strokes, but it looks more runny than anything, so we're gonna let it dry just a little bit and see if it's gonna look closer to what the other side is. Now she's going to end up with just a little bit darker brows. I mean, I like these, but they're a little bit faint. They're too faint for me. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not drying the way I want it. It doesn't have individual hair strands. I'm trying to get the paint that's up on the edge of the palette. Maybe clean my brush. We'll try again. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. We'll try this again. I'm gonna let that dry. So it's got a lot of thinner on it. This brush, I'm gonna kind of wipe at it. I got too much thinner. It's much too thin, and it's like it's too watery, and you can't see the individual strokes. Like that one is just going on watery. I need it to look sharp strokes. Let's try this. You can still see. Okay, I'll try this. That song stuck in my head. Oops, I started that too low. That looks funny. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I started it too low. It looks funny. I don't know why, but I have so much trouble with the left or the right brow. I usually do the left one first because it goes on faster. Well, you can definitely see the strokes, but they're really dark compared to the other side. Bummer. Maybe I'll get lucky. I use my fingernail to kind of judge where the placement of the brow should go. I just dropped my little to cut my little sponge. I'll have to get a different one. My goodness, this is a bummer. I'm definitely liking the shape of it better. I'll have to make this side a little darker after I bake it so I don't end up having to redo it. Goodness. I should have left it alone. Let it dry just a little bit. Get another sponge. That one fell on the floor. This is usually why I bake. So I don't end up ruining the hairs that I do want to keep. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I like most of it, and I'm pretty sure I can make them a little bit more similar. You can still see that it's wet. I like how this one goes up a little bit more, but I think let's see if I can get this shaped just a little bit better. I'm trying to follow that ridge, the eyebrow, the little ridge of the eyebrow bone there. And I'm having trouble keeping the strokes to where you can see them instead of them running all together. And I don't want to do anything to this one just yet. I want to bake it so it stays the way it is. It's definitely shaping up a little better. And again, I'll make the other side a little darker. Okay, so I've got the bottom, but I don't have the top. Trying to get that to dry. See if if I've got strokes there or if it's all just blobbed together. Looks like I've got some individual strokes. I've got some that are pretty dark compared to the other side. But anyway, it's pretty close, and I'm going to let it finish drying, and then I'll bake it, and then I'll come back with another video.